up?
Good morning, Tank.
Morning.
Oh.
And we are live with Michael offering biscuits to his puppy. Welcome everyone to the Foolish Tech Show. We're here to answer support questions, if you have any, or talk about anything. So jump over to foolishit.com/live or foolish-tech-show.com. You can join our IRC chat and we'll be happy to talk to you. So how was everyone's holiday break?
Oh, very good. My dad finally got out of the hospital, so yay, that was like a little bit of a Christmas miracle. So
Awesome.
thankful for that. Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah. To bring everyone up to speed, he had a couple of heart attacks, and he's got them under control now. And I think it's actually a good thing that he's finally gonna watch his diet. So that's something he was never serious about doing before. But I guess all it takes is a couple of heart attacks and a stroke to fix you up. And yep, seems like he's on board now. I mean, I kid, but it was very nice to see him home after being in there for 4 days. And this time of year is not a good time to be in the hospital. So, but I didn't want to depress everybody. Look, it's good. He's home. He's doing all right. So geez, I hope everybody else had a reasonable time without that stress.
Yay.
Tag, you have a good time with your dad?
Huh?
Did you have a good time with your dad? Didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And what about you, Johnny? Your family was nice down there in the sunny sunshine state of whatever it's called, Florida.
Whatever it's called.
Yep, everything was good here.
Great. And in South Carolina, was Christmas Day acceptable?
It was about as good as in Greenville, North Carolina. 27858. What up?
Yeah. The local environs.
I actually went down to Florida and got sick on the way down there. And I'm still feeling.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm still feeling a bit stuffy-headed and coughing. So.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah. So this with the weather changing back and forth, the warm and the cold and the rain, just kind of to be expected. They have got that. What do they got? What is it called? The antiviral stuff now. The flu stuff.
What antiviral stuff?
All right. I mean, now that you don't even need like or is it over the counter? It might be over. I don't know if it's over the counter, but isn't there an antiviral medic? Is it Theraflu? No, it's not Theraflu. That's not what I'm talking about. Flu.
What the hell is going on? And good morning.
Good morning. Tamiflu. There we go. That's what I was thinking.
Just mumbling, just random mumbling on a Monday morning.
We had already announced that we're here primarily to help all of our customers. So.
I'm so sweaty. So then after that, we're just going to randomly mumble.
Well, what's going on with you when you burst in asking what the hell's going on?
I didn't burst in. I came in quietly, sat for a minute or two, didn't hear anything but mumbling. So what's going on with y'all?
Through a whole 3 words before you burst in.
Dude, I was sitting here for at least 60 seconds. Guaranteed.
We'll go back to the tape.
Guaranteed. I have a stopwatch.
I do. I didn't use it in this particular case, but I have one somewhere on the software.
We were talking about my cold on the way down to Florida, and Michael's offering remedies, some Theraflu or instant flu be gone.
Tamiflu. Tamiflu.
Tamiflu. Why is that familiar? What? Tamiflu. What is that like a?
It used to be one of the first antiviral drugs that became widely available, and now it's so available that I think it's not even sure that it requires a prescription anymore. But
Yeah, like the last time I thought I heard that word, it was like dangerous and experimental or something, or new, or.
oh, look what's changed in a couple of years.
So I'm late. I just got back from the store. I had to run out this morning and get some stuff.
Ooh.
And so what everybody do for Christmas?
Nothing special.
Yep. Tank and Michael spent it with their dads individually. Johnny and I were in Florida.
Well, I saw I saw everybody in the family.
No,
but,
you only saw your dad. You had your time.
Yes, that's right.
You saw
I saw
others.
my old man too.
You,
I saw my old man, and he was like, I want to give you a gun for Christmas.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take it for Christmas.
And then like I've never even like really used a gun, and so I was like, cool. And so he's showing me this rifle, and he tried like hell. He pulled this clip out, and he's going to show me how to, safety and how to load and all this other mess, and which I've been briefed on before, but he wants to show me the safety and the operation of it. So he pulls out, so he does this thing, and in a few minutes he pulls out the magazine, and he can't get it back in. And he tried for like, man, and he kept dropping it like he would think he thought he had it in, and it would fall and hit the ground, and I'm like, it's probably fine. But little bending little pieces here and there on it. Ended up he did, and he has to get a new one. But 20 minutes into it, I finally convinced him to hand the damn thing to me. Just removed everything from the magazine, and just inserted it like in 20 seconds. I was like, oh, that's how you do it. I'm like, I don't even know anything about this. Is scary. But anyway.
Well, yeah, the blind teaching the blind how to shoot a gun. Yeah.
I know, right? I wouldn't call him blind. He's actually very, he's just getting old. I guess.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Eyesight's getting poor, so he didn't see the little notch in there that you have to align with the thing. So he didn't really know, because you don't jam it straight up in there apparently like other things. You angle it and then.
Like everything else, you just jam into place.
Yeah. But man, it was a little scary. He's dropping that thing and bullets are flying all over the floor. And...
Yeah, I bet. This is what not to do with a gun.
That's much better than when I handed my friend a shotgun for the first time. He had never held or shot a gun or anything. And I had it cocked and loaded, and we were shooting stuff in his backyard. And I was like, alright, it's fully loaded and ready to go. All you have to do is pull the trigger. He takes it and he's like, so what do I do? BAM! And just pulls the trigger and shoots the ground like 2 feet in front of us. I was like, that's what you have to do. Now point that away.
Hey, didn't
is
you
what
have
people get paid.
is this the same guy that didn't he like blow a hole in your apartment or something in the wall or something and
No, I would never give
blew the
that
door
guy a
off?
gun.
That was the second time I gave him the gun.
Well, who is that? I know someone. I thought it was.
Yeah, that was a roommate in Wilmington. Not the same
Oh,
guy.
okay, okay. Tell us that story.
What? No.
Please.
Like, okay. No incrimination on this show. No self-incrimination here.
It's too long a story. And it had a very bad ending. And people are still alive that knew him, so.
Yeah, I kind of remember it, but I kind of don't. I remember bits and pieces. I don't know how they fit together.
Probably for the
Generalizations and whatnot. My brain sucks. So what everybody get for Christmas then? Anybody else do anything fun? Let's talk.
Oh yeah, I got a new computer, a new computer and a new laptop. So that's been keeping me busy, getting all that stuff set up and getting my data moved over, my disks migrated. So that's kept me busy.
New year, new format, new computer, move, new format, new. It's just like every time you move, or maybe a new year or something new. You're just like, hey, let's just wipe it and reload.
Michael finally formatted.
But you get a new system, I guess.
Yes, I did.
Anyway.
Windows 10 November update, newest 586, I guess, build or whatever. Yeah, I installed that from an actual DVD. Surprisingly,
Cute.
And it went smooth.
Was it quaint?
No problem. I also confirmed everyone out there. I don't know if I did it recently, but I confirmed, of course, that the Windows 7 and other product keys are accepted by the setup directly. So you type in a Windows 7 key and it just takes it. Question though, guys, regarding that, what's the mechanism for converting Windows 10 Home to Windows 10 Premium?
They still have the anytime upgrade thing. And
yeah, you pay $199 for it.
Google it, fool.
Yeah, Windows 10 upgrade.
If you want to go to Windows 10 Pro, you have to pay $199. That's the process. And you can get there the same way you've always been able to, by system information, change product key.
No, but you can't just change the product key to a Pro key.
But you have to buy one first from the Windows Store, and then yes, you can change it to a Pro key.
Let me see. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try this. So what's happening on my laptop is that it's never prompting me for a product key, and it's reading it from the BIOS that it's supposed to be home.
Yeah, because you have to go. It came with home, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to go and buy it.
No, I just want to put in a Pro key.
That's not how it works. You have to pay for it. Because the key is tied to
What if
one
I already
system.
have a key?
You don't. The key is tied to one system. You have to buy a Windows 10 Pro. Keys are not transferable.
Well, that's bullshit.
Well, talk to Microsoft and their licensing.
Oh, I will. I'll circumvent it.
Well, now they know who and where to try.
Might not want to be talking about circumventing it on the show.
Yeah.
Whoa, did I hear the C word? I've been gone for 10 seconds. What in the balls?
Circumvent.
Yeah, Michael's talking about
That's not allowed on this show.
trying to get around purchasing Windows 10 Pro.
I have already purchased it many times, or Windows 7 Pro. I don't
didn't
need to
even know how to
purchase Windows
purchase
10
it.
Pro.
Is it a retail copy or an OEM copy?
It's a retail copy.
Almost not Proctor. And good morning.
Good morning.
He doesn't know.
Yay. What did everybody else do for Christmas?
So other than having some issues upgrading your computer to the professional version, Michael, how's it going?
Otherwise, it's going fine, man. Everything's going pretty smooth. To tell you the truth. Just as always, a lot of work. Getting everything back in place and set up, and I just finally this morning put Toggle back on, and I got connected to all of my OneNotes yesterday.
Michael,
Visual
get in the chat so
Studio.
you can see the link that I'm.
Oh, I haven't done Hex. Yes, speaking of that, I haven't gotten Hex Chat yet, so.
Well, you can just go to foolishtechshow.com and join the chat there.
That's what I do. Actually, I haven't done it yet this month. I'm getting there.
Okay.
Does no one do anything for Christmas? What is it?
Oh, we did all kinds of things. Went to up in the mountains yesterday to see Ashley's grandfather that's 98 years old, and I swear he gets around better than I do.
Nice.
His wife passed away, I think, like a year or two ago. They had been married for 75 years.
Mm.
Wow.
It's a long time. Yeah, that's a long time to put up with the same person. Put up with one person.
Yeah, I did the usual family stuff. That's what I did.
Man, it's too early. I tried to calculate that, and I was like, so he was 12 when he got married?
Wow.
He was 22.
Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning. I am here.
Just checking. Awesome.
My mom said Ashley's grandfather does not look 98.
Yeah, he doesn't look 98. He eats food. He grows himself.
Johnny got me new blades for the drone.
My mom got you new blades for the drone.
Carbon fiber
Awesome.
reinforced.
Did
Nice.
did you
Protector.
register it? Did you register it to?
No, I have until
bye-bye.
February 19th to register it.
Okay, all right. You got the date
I
down.
I purchased
Save the
it.
date.
I purchased it
Hey.
before the regulations came out, and I can prove it with YouTube videos.
Hey,
Is this
so
working?
my mom is listening to the show, and she was like, "Oh, from somebody who wanted to get a free license for Windows 10, is asking Brantley if he registered his drone."
I'm not asking for anything for free. I'm just asking for what I
just
deserve.
want it.
If I've already paid for a professional copy, I deserve to get a professional copy.
You haven't. You didn't have a laptop before that had 10. Where'd you get your Pro 10? You just bought extra copies of Windows 10?
Yes,
Pro?
I buy extra copies of Pro because I can.
No. Well, then you don't mind buying it again.
Because
so
you can.
For the drone regulations, there's something interesting actually I found. So first, if you got a drone before the regulations were enacted, you have until February 16th or 19th, around there, to register it before the things are enforceable against you. But if you bought it the day of regulations, which was last Monday, then you have to register it before you first fly it. And I'm holding off because I want to see what they're going to do about it, because supposedly Congress already passed stuff saying that the FAA can't do things like that, but we have to wait for Congress to come back in session, so we'll see what that happens. The other thing I found interesting was there's a lot of local and state laws being passed trying to regulate drones. And the FAA is apparently calling them up and saying, hey, that law is off the books now. You don't regulate the airspace, we do. So the FAA is getting in a battle with all the local and state governments. And apparently they say that Congress gave the FAA full regulation of the airspace above the U.S. So if local and states do pass laws, then they probably won't hold up against legal challenge, because it'll end up going federal and the FAA doesn't have any real regulations on it. So, and like the ones that are being passed are things like you can't fly it in airspace, you can't fly it over private property without permission, so like you can't fly it over people's homes, and you have to be in like strict local areas and things. It's kind of crazy, like you can't fly it anywhere basically. And that's what the FAA is saying that they're not liking about local and states passing it, is that they're gonna hinder businesses and startups from this new product, because you won't be able to fly drones anywhere basically. Like if Amazon can't fly drones over private property without permission, how's it going to get a drone to your house to drop off your package?
Just to
There should
throw in
probably
there,
be like an altitude that you have to fly above a certain
there is.
altitude.
It's 400 feet. If anyone wants to read on it, it's 400 feet.
400 feet is the maximum that you can fly drones at.
It's also, no, it's the 400 feet is the distance you have to be away from people or property, altitude or in radius and whatever. No.
No, that's for commercial
No.
flights and things.
No, you want to
Yeah,
say?
that's
I'll find
the
the
airs-
link. I have
the
all the
airspace
links
is
if you want to
safe.
read, because I can prove you right the fuck wrong. I have all the links right here. I mean, you don't tell me no when I'm telling you something.
Christmas just came and went, guys. Come on.
The area between the grass and 400 feet is for recreational flying. He just leaves because someone disagrees with him.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So does that mean if it's at a certain level, I can shoot it down if it's near in my yard, over my yard?
Yeah, supposedly that's already true. If it's in your property, you can shoot it down. There was already a case that was fought over that, but that was done at the local level, so who knows what the...
Well, yeah, I think that one was a little different because like the guy's like teenage girl was out in the backyard sunbathing or something, and the guy kept flying the drone over the yard.
Yeah, that's one of the privacy concerns, I think.
Yeah, I imagine privacy is one of the biggest concerns about it, but you know, I think consumers do need to be, you know, reasonably assured that that's, you know, stuff like that's not going to happen. I'm sure there's a whole lot of dads out there with a whole lot of daughters out there who don't want, you know, their neighbors doing that type of thing. I just hope that everybody.
Their daughters, their wives, and
Yeah, yeah. I'm just hoping that everybody can come to an understanding, you know, and not be so rigid to, you know, force it one way or the other. I think drones should be allowed. I think there should be some sort of regulations to, you know, oversee them, make sure everybody gets along, plays nicely, and you know, I think it should work out. But I think people are a little too frightened these days with everything else that's going on in the world, and getting a little too crazy with the drones when they're not a big problem. But again, if you remember the story in Britain, there's a little 4 or 5 year old boy or something like that that's got a half an eyeball because of a drone. So these are serious concerns. They're not just people complaining. So right? I mean, if you want to take your kid out and play in your yard, you don't want to have to worry about drones falling out of the sky and killing them, right? And I know we all like drones here, and we think they're cool and all that, but there does need to be, some sort of, I think, some sort of regulation, but not so
An
overhanded.
IQ test before you can get one, maybe.
Well, maybe an IQ test should be reasonable for a gun purchase as well, though. I think it's not unreasonable to demand a certain little bit of skill for the operator of both a drone as well as a firearm.
If anyone's
we can't have
interested,
crazies like.
Or at least take a safety class.
Yeah, remember require that. Yeah.
if anyone's interested, I posted the FAA.gov link about the airspace and everything. But Nick left the chat immediately after that because he doesn't like someone disagreeing with him.
But pre-existing purchases don't abide by these rules. Is that correct? By the the drone stuff that I was talking about, the registration. That's
They do.
You don't have to.
They don't have
They
to
have longer
until
to register.
Yeah, we have until February something to register it.
You have until February. Okay.
If you bought it after or on Monday, then you have to register it before you fly it.
Do it immediately. Okay.
I tried to get some footage of. I tried to get some footage of Walt Disney World, but you can't get close enough to park and fly without having to pay. Like, their parking lots are so huge that it surrounds the entire place, so you can't even get close enough to fly it, even if it is questionable or not.
Yeah. That's
think
definitely. Yeah,
I got
problem.
footage that has the little Universal
Epcot.
Epcot ball, but it's very, very tiny and far away. We did get some awesome footage of an abandoned hotel, though. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I got some footage of the wetlands and waterlands and stuff. So.
Oh, alligator, crocodiles, anything like that, or
I don't know.
whatever's
I
down
haven't checked the footage. It was really hard to see on the cell phone screen at bright Florida
Oh,
sun.
yeah. Yeah.
Which drone do you have again, Brantley? Do you mind saying?
The DJI Phantom 3 Advanced.
Sam's Club had a drone on sale for like $6.99. I wasn't sure if it was
Yeah, that one's the standard.
standard. Yeah, I think you're right.
There's something different about the standard and its actual body and firmware. The advanced and pro are the same, but the standard and advanced have the same camera, but they use different firmwares. The advanced and the pro use the same firmwares, but have different cameras. Yep.
So that's interesting. So, okay, so Proctor's quality, Proctor's quality is what I would expect with the camera. Yours is pretty bad, Brantley. I wonder.
Yours is pretty bad.
Yeah, I know, but there's something that's changed with the new computer of how my video is looking.
Mine's just really bright. It's because I was leaned
Let's see,
in.
turn on your webcam. Let's see your quality.
Yeah, let's see your quality.
All right. See it?
That's pretty bad.
That is pretty bad. It's really dark.
Okay. Yeah.
Glenn's away from his keyboard.
Michael is really a vampire and can't stand the light.
But not one of the cool vampires like from Lost.
Yeah, just not the
He's
cool
one of the
ones.
Twilight vampires.
No, please don't do that to me.
Michael's
That's
actually
bad.
covered in glitter.
Glitter. Yeah, I know. I was just gonna say. That's all I do is just sprinkle glitter on people. Oh.
Start calling you Sparkles.
Well, speaking of things outside of our normal realm of normalness or whatever, I had something freaky happen last night that takes us back to the Halloween episode.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Kids were asleep. Ashley was asleep, and I just laid down in bed, and I had not gone to sleep yet. I wasn't really even sleepy, and I hear a creaking, and my bedroom door was wide open, and it shut almost to a close. And I got up, walked around the house to see if one of the kids had gone to the bathroom and shut my door. They were both sound asleep. Ashley sound asleep. Absolutely no explanation for why my door shut, seemingly on its own. No animals in the house big enough to push my door shut.
No windows cracked.
No windows cracked. I got up. I checked. I woke Ashley. We checked all the doors and windows and everything. Everything was locked tight.
So you're saying is you need to have a seance.
Well-
Guess so. But it's not the first time that weird things have happened in my house. My ex had two children that would come over to the house, and the second time they ever came over, guy in the cellar.
What, you just broke up a little bit. What, one more time? What about the cellar?
The kids came over and they came in the door. The first thing they said was they wanted to go play with the guy in the cellar.
Ooh.
Huh.
Yeah.
Weird.
And apparently there was someone who died or was murdered in my house probably 15, 20 years ago.
In the cellar?
I'm not sure where.
I kind of. You gotta steal a deal on the house though, then, right? You didn't know. They didn't even tell you in the paperwork that it was haunted before you bought it, right?
That's normally one of my questions that I ask the realtor. Is this place haunted? Didn't ask this time.
Okay, so
the first computer store, you'd be used to haunted places.
yeah.
No, that place freaked me out too, but not as much as what happened last night. I was really freaked out.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of another explanation.
All the stuff that happened at the computer store, never really could substantiate anything, or at least from my perspective. But last night, that door moved by itself. I know it did. No question about it.
I'm gonna like a mouse or something that could be doing that.
Yes, a mouse.
Big mouse.
Big mouse
Mighty
slamming
Mouse.
doors. I guess Mighty Mouse.
But as a result, I didn't get much sleep last night. I couldn't go back to sleep after that. And other people, Ashley told me a story that my son apparently said that something in his room threw a CD at him one day. Like he was by himself and the CD, just picked up off the floor and went towards him.
Okay, I think we should have. I think you can make some. Get some credit for this. I think you can get on TV.
Exorcism at Proctor's house.
Yeah.
It's an exorcism at Proctor's house.
Yeah.
Call somebody up, see if they can do it
So
for
if anybody's interested in a house, I've got one for sale.
Didn't you say that Hannah asked who the guy was in the kitchen one day too?
Oh yeah. Hannah asked somebody, who was the guy in the kitchen, and there was no one else there.
Wow.
And mostly women have that have been in the house have said they feel like something's watching them, something's over their shoulder.
So you have a sexist ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like apparently.
Like a bird or something.
He just slams the door for the guys, but for the women.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna stay here and watch.
It's you could probably get somebody to come out and do something like that, and I think you should film it and put it up for a show one day.
I think you
I
should
don't know.
watch The Last
don't wanna
Exorcism before you do that.
I don't want to stir him up, to be honest with you.
Oh, they like to be stirred up. They've been sitting still for all these years. They want to get they want to get wet.
I do highly recommend The Last Exorcism. That was a very interesting fakecumentary.
I think I saw it. It was a document. You'd call it a documentary?
Yeah. It
know
was
if I'd
done
call it
in
a documentary.
documentary style, but it was a fakecumentary.
Yes, documentary style.
I think I've got it on. I think I saw it on Netflix. I think that's where I saw it at.
It was very interesting.
Yeah,
It was about a kid that was raised to be a preacher, and he didn't really believe in being a preacher or faith or anything. And he used to perform exorcisms just to get money out of it. And like he had all these tricks that he showed off in the documentary, and was like trying to disprove the whole exorcism stuff. And it ended up being that it was a true possession and needed to be exorcised. And it was pretty
Yeah, there was a
creepy.
sequel to it, actually. There was a sequel as
Yeah,
well.
there was. It wasn't as good.
The next
not-
Last Exorcism.
I think it was just the Last Exorcism too, which doesn't make much sense, but it was actually
The very last episode.
Another Last Exorcism.
it was actually just a continuation of the story. So the girl that was possessed
It was.
in it,
It was. Yeah.
they followed her after the possession and stuff. So,
Mhm.
hey Glenn, how's it going?
What do you guys think about? Sorry to interrupt. I just I read something. I know we were affected by Amazon to a degree, but I saw this. Anything? Did you read that, Brantley? Do you have any input on that?
Yeah, I have. Basically, it's just you don't know what you're buying from virtual people.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. Oh, that doesn't sound good. There needs to be some measure of it, though.
Well, there's not going to be any standard method. Everybody wants to sound like they're selling you more power than they are.
Well,
They're
I know,
definitely
but
not going to
there
be
needs
giving you actual CPU cores. So, the article Michael posted was about Amazon's virtual CPU, how you can figure out how much power you're actually getting. And really, you can't unless you actually just do some benchmarks and like run a number crunching program on a certain processor and then run it on an Amazon cloud server and compare how fast they are. Oh, that sucks that the stream shutters and drops out. It's probably because I'm running the XSplit broadcaster off my low bandwidth. Sorry, Glenn. It'll be better later. You're not missing much anyway. So over in California, they're having another environmental disaster. A enormous methane leak won't be stopped for months, they say. and several homes have already been evacuated because of the rotten egg smell.
Giant fart leak.
And relief efforts have only drilled halfway down to the base of the well. So there goes all the solar savings that California's done.
Really? It's all for naught? I mean, those things happen, you know. Volcanoes do erupt from time to time and spew more crap into our atmosphere than all the cars on the planet.
Yeah, but those aren't man-made. Normally, at least.
No.
I guess some volcanic
They don't happen all that
eruptions-
often.
Yeah, I guess volcanic eruptions can be man-made, but usually not. Especially since we
You-
stopped dumping sacrifices into them.
The article says it's the worst environmental disaster since the BP oil spill in 2010.
Oh God, it's not good. That's just so sad how we destroy our planet and don't seem to care. People mow their lawns like that's going to make a bit of difference in the grand scheme of things, but they pollute their planet on the other. You know, they don't take the
What?
same pride over that as they do with their lawns.
So you equate destroying a microenvironment to being good versus destroying a macro environment?
Well, I'm saying that
Like
you know,
mowing
don't
your lawn is
preoccupy.
like
Look,
a
the
terrible
bigger
thing to
problems. Mowing your yard is not a big problem. Saving the environment is. If we devoted even half the time we spend to mowing our lawns to the environment, I think we'd have already solved this problem.
Okay, that was
Jeez,
better
how much
worded.
time do you spend mowing your lawn?
Well, not much this time of year, but
I mow my lawn so that like
I mean, I don't think there is a solution to the problem. I mean, the demand for resources is going to continue to grow.
well,
And it's not
I
like
I mean, there are ways to. I mean, there are ways to limit our
make fossil fuels illegal.
footprint on the planet, but
Instantly make all fossil fuels illegal.
okay, then the whole world just comes to a halt.
yeah, none of this.
I know, and then we'll quickly figure out a solution to it.
bring back horse and buggy.
Your new computer is gone.
It was already built by the time that they decided to get this done. So,
Yeah, but it won't
Air,
work.
winter electricity.
Yeah,
oh,
and the internet's
yeah, well,
gone.
That's what the bicycle's for. The internet doesn't use gasoline.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, Michael, if you want a true test of it's like, just go spend a month with the Amish people. That's what it would
Those
be
are
like
nice
to take
folks.
away all the
Those are
fossil
nice-
fuels.
Well,
Maybe not so many barns.
I'm not
but-
suggesting that we do away with it all, but this would be a kick in everyone's pants. I think it would stop for a week or two or three, but until people figured out what they needed to do, and then they kick into gear. But I think we'd bounce back.
Glenn says you would produce more CO2 mowing the lawn than would take up in the first 3 weeks of a tree's uptake of carbon is the greatest in the first 7 years. So you're killing trees every time you mow your lawn, Michael.
Okay, again, everyone stop mowing their yards, and if we had more green out there, maybe we'd have less carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, okay?
Okay,
So listen
Michael,
up.
stop mowing your yard, and then in a couple of months, when you can't get into your house anymore because it's been taken over by nature,
Nature
It
doesn't
wouldn't
take
be.
over that. The grass doesn't
nature
grow that
will-
high.
your
Grass
house.
doesn't grow that high.
Game
That's what's going
trails work out for a reason. Going to your car and back, there would be a trail. Going to Michael's
Yeah,
parents'
there's already a
house
trail
and
where
back,
my
there'd
dogs
be a
walk.
trail.
There's already a trail where my dogs walk every day. And that's just the dogs, that's not even me.
And
Plus,
you
with
could,
all that high grass, you would increase your chances of rodents. Therefore, you'd increase your chances of snakes and other small things.
well, the snakes would eat the rodents, so that's all.
The snakes would come in after the rodents. You're gonna get a whole lot more stuff in and around your house. You just quit taking care of your lawn.
And
It's
he
for more
can,
than just cosmetic reasons.
he can cut it
It
with
is?
a,
Oh, well, see,
a
I didn't know this.
skeef
I didn't know that.
or a scathe or whatever that thing is called.
Sky.
Skythe. Oh God, yeah. All right, okay, well that's very good. Thank you, Tank. I had no idea about the other reasons for mowing the yard. I just
Glenn
thought it
has
was.
a solar powered mower. That's pretty cool. Although I would love to see what the carbon footprint of that solar power mower getting made was. Because if you're calculating things, you kind of got to go all the way back. Because I'm sure
Yeah,
that
'cause
solar power motor
If it's the
wasn't.
same solar footprint to make the solar mower as it is to mow your yard for 3 years with a regular mower,
Yeah. Because it was
Oh,
definitely not made with 100% solar.
Well,
no, my lawnmower was made with unicorns and leprechauns.
this is the best ingredients for any project: unicorns and leprechauns. You're guaranteed to succeed with those inputs.
So another link that I posted, China passed a law that tech firms have to hand over their encryption keys to them.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you? Some people posted a teardown of the red. What is it called? The Red Star Linux distribution or whatever that North Korea has. It's not China, but in the same vein, how there are mechanisms for tracking files that aren't even opened and things like that. It's pretty creepy how far they did that. Yeah.
Tracking
So they went
files that
into
you try to change to circumvent the operating system's built-in protection, where it will actually reboot if it detects changes to those files. I posted that link as well.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's interesting because
yeah.
the China thing's interesting because Apple has been one of the people against doing giving up encryption keys, but most all Apple products are made in China, so how's that going to work out for them? Like
Yeah, it's all well and good. They'll, it's all of our manufacturers and all of our companies will say that, oh yeah, we'll never do this, but China's a huge market, and none of these players can turn away from the billions of dollars in revenue that they would get by that market. So, yeah, they're. I mean, do you see this continuing to happen? Don't you? I do, right, Bradley? Most companies will concede and bow to China, particularly with the frickin' trade agreement that we all just signed, right?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, there was a Pacific trade agreement as well, and it looks like that. Yeah, it's
Trans-Pacific trade agreement.
Trans-Pacific
Not
trade
just a
agreement,
Pacific
whatever.
trade agreement.
Trans-Pacific, Trans-Siberian Railroad. But that's the price of doing business in China. I would just hope, though, that the devices that are produced for China aren't the same as the devices produced outside of China. But it probably has a hard. That probably is not the case. They probably are the same. So.
Glenn
well.
posted a link of Momotumbo volcano erupting. It erupted 10 times between 1849 and 1905 and has been quiet until now.
And see, expecting it to go off anytime soon?
It already went off soon.
That was a long time ago.
That was December 14th, 2015.
Oh, I thought you
can
said
remember
2000.
back that far.
Yeah.
No,
I
I thought
said
you said it
until
was it
now.
hadn't gone off since. Oh, until now. Until
Yeah,
now.
it hadn't
Gotcha.
gone off until now.
Gotcha. Oh, where's my window? Oh, there.
Yeah, volcanoes are cool.
Till that Pompeii.
Well, yeah, I've been to Pompeii. You guys ever? I recommend you actually go visit it. It's really creepy, actually. It's a very sombering experience, especially when they have those. When I went, they had just cast
I went
the
to
figures
Escape
from
from
the.
Pompeii.
Starring Kurt Russell.
King's Dominion.
Okay. Yeah, I've been on that one too. But in this, what shocked me is they have these casts of people that were trapped and died almost instantly in the the effects of the eruption. And just to see kind of everything just kind of trapped at one point in time, it's really interesting. Just the layout of the city, how their cities were just, the bathhouses and and all the eating establishments and everything. It's very relatively modern city layout, I would say. Yeah, and just walking through it, it's a weird feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Until ISIS comes about.
Well, I'm not a big fan of them tearing up all the archaeological treasures.
No, I'm not either. That bothers me.
Yeah. That's I mean, I know they do a lot of other stuff, potentially worse stuff, but to me, that's a crime against humanity, not just an act of vandalism,
Yeah, I know, it is pretty crazy for them to be doing that.
Yeah, and particularly because a lot of it is culturally significant to their history as well. So,
I don't think they recognize Christian history, which is why they're doing that.
well, no, but you have to understand that
They're also blowing up stuff from the Byzantines. And
it was about a thousand. I mean, Islam didn't come about until a lot later than Christianity, and
not
and
much
so
later, only a couple hundred years.
no, but enough that the historical background for all three of those faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, are tied to some of the same areas and the same structures and things like that. So there's typically significance to all the faiths and the archaeological sites to one extent or another.
What's going on with your sound, Michael?
I think you need Windows 10
Pro.
It's not. Jesus, guys. Or maybe it was just me. I don't know. Nothing changed as far as I know. So.
Sounds better now. I told you need to stop folding while you're working.
Folding while I'm working. No, it's not the folding. It's the
Glenn.
I just think maybe I'm just trailing off as I talk.
No, your sound was definitely jittery. It sounded like gurgling water. So maybe your water cooling is breaking.
Yeah, right. Soap suds should not be pouring out of the side of your computer, correct?
Do you really
Also
have
concerned
soap
about
sud
that.
pouring out of your computer?
Yeah, it was. I just thought it was some sort of packing foam, but apparently not.
Soap sud packing foam?
I just thought it
Did
was
you
to
order
keep
this
the,
computer from the
soft.
future?
No, as far as I know. Well, it does have some pretty flashy lights on it.
I wanted the degreaser option.
freezer option. Oh,
You need to go back and underclock your processor. Since you didn't build it yourself, you didn't get a powerful enough power supply.
And now
Oh,
we're
yeah.
coming up on our hour.
Yep.
All right, guys. You didn't ask any questions. That's very upsetting, folks.
All
We
right.
like more questions.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. for more questions and support and things of that nature. I'm going to have Michael test out the latest build of Crypto Prevent. I think I have it working. We'll see how much he can break. And if nothing,
Awesome.
then we may be close to a public release. So
Yay!
Right.
Long overdue.
very much so. So we're going to get started on that. We'll end a little bit early today, 3 minutes, but we didn't talk about much really. So join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll be back. You can jump in our IRC chat, talk with us there, foolishtechshow.com, and we will see y'all later.